But like, right, you say you want to talk about
I've
the
been
science
trying.
more on your YouTube. So I want to ask you, like you mentioned that you think that there's like technology that you're working on that could save the world. Like, what specifically do you mean?
Well, it's low power technology, so it's reducing our carbon footprint by significant amounts. People are out there complaining about Bitcoin's carbon footprint, but like don't talk about cell phone usage or don't talk about our just regular electronics devices, which are way more. We have way more of those. Way more tablets, way more phones, and way more of these other devices. If we can develop optical photonic technologies with these metallic glasses, like there's a video out by Corning. I really want to talk to those guys at Corning, who are the Mythbusters have teamed up with these guys now, and they
Mm.
made a bunch of these videos called the Glass Age, and they talk about the Glass Age. And I showed those videos to, I showed them to my dad actually, and he's a pretty good judge of engineering and science, and he couldn't, and even he couldn't quite understand it the way that he couldn't quite see it the way that I see it and understand it. And the way I understand it is these types of materials that we're going to be able to develop, these types of layered glasses, which will work as circuit boards. They will work as low level circuit boards that work on photons and just light energy instead of electrons in the phone. And you can pack way more memory, you can pack way more information with storage. You can and they're also nearly indestructible. They're flexible crystals that like store information, and they're stable. Like it's like basically a rock. Like we have rocks, we you can go in the ground and dig up quartz crystals that are billions of years old, and they're completely stable, and they have all the information that they started with in them. And there's all kinds of papers you can read on data storage and quartz and data storage and crystals. And this is where things are moving, need to move towards. I believe that this is if this was what we were, if they we recovered something at Roswell, it would be something like this. So I keep telling people that who think we're hundreds of years off or thousands of years off from alien technology and being able to reach that level. We're not. Technology is exponential. It's an exponential curve, and we've already hit that point somewhere. I don't know what exactly you call the singularity, if it's like a limit where the height reaches that's a certain technology, or if it's the slope of that curve. But we're pretty much in it right now. It's way more advanced than many people realize, and we're not far off. It's just that industry and manufacturing and economics and the markets have to catch up, because the markets aren't there yet. We're still, Apple hasn't, quite caught up yet to this. They're getting there, but they're not quite there yet. And I think that some of this technology has almost been suppressed on purpose because they're scared of it. They don't want it to develop too quickly and too fast before they can understand it and really get a good grasp of how to control it and get control over it.
Mm.
And
Well, I
the
mean, if it's practically indestructible, that's going to kind of throw a spanner in the works of any of the sort of need to replace things every 2 years.
and the battery technologies too. If you can run them on low power, they can be run on just ambient sunlight. You just leave your phone out in the sun to charge it. These things are going to happen. The technologies exist. Um, they're just not developed yet. They're not. We don't have the vision and the foresight in the next generation of scientists. And I'm hoping that the young people who are watching my videos, or I'm in some way training the next generation of scientists. And I think I've already have, because I have emails of people that were graduating 10 years ago, and I get emails all the time. People say, here's my, I get just random email. This guy sends me a picture of his degree, and he says, thank you for like telling me and convincing me I could do it and making me believe. And that's awesome. That's great, because it's already happening. People have already taken my advice and gone to school for these things, and chosen their careers based upon the advice I've given them, and then later come back and said this was sound advice. Like, I wanted to work in classified programs. This has been a dream of mine since, I was a kid, and you've basically given me everything that I needed to study to have on my resume to get that job. And that's awesome. Like, good for you. Like, and I feel like that's another reason that they haven't gotten rid of me yet. You know, it's because I am kind of like doing them a favor in some ways. I'm taking a lot of weight off these old timers' shoulders by getting these things out in ways that, you know, I don't know. And but also it does threaten them to a certain extent, because like, why would they send these people into my group to like disrupt and take us off track in such wild directions, and just be like, oh, this is what you want to wait, this is what you want to spend your time on. Like, no, you just told me everything I want to stay away from, and thank you very much for that, you know.
Thanks so much for listening. If you haven't already and you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to this podcast and to our mailing list. And don't forget, my book, Brexit, The Establishment Civil War, is now available for pre-order on Amazon. You'll find the link in the description below. Until next time, thanks so much for listening.